All right, guys, went back today with another high value red dot option that fits the RMR footprint. This one is from Midten, and it's got motion activation technology, an incredibly large window, bright dot, and a ton of other features, but this one comes in at sub $150. I'm incredibly excited about this particular red dot because of all of the features, as well as this massive viewing window, making it perfect for a competition or range use handgun, as well as doubling for a great personal defense red dot to mount to your gun, except for, again, this one is sub 150. So the general selling price is $149.99 with free Amazon Prime 2-day shipping. But like always, I've got discounts for you guys in the description below, dropping it to about $135 and occasionally even cheaper if you can find some clickable coupon codes. So if you're watching this, check it out to see the final price in your cart with all the discounts in the description below. But this is definitely going to be under $150. We're going to discuss its performance down at the range, why I like this particular red dot, especially with all of the other red dots on the market right now. And we're going to talk about how it held up under recall. Before we do, I also want to give a huge shout out to Callaway Ballistics for donating the ammo to help make this video. These guys just did a price drop on their 9mm reman, so it is an incredibly affordable, under $11 a box if you buy $200 worth and utilize my code 704TACTICAL for 5% off and free shipping on orders over $200. Definitely check these guys out. Now let's get back into it. One of the first things I want to discuss is what comes in the box. You get the optic itself and the battery and all the adjustment tools. The next thing you get is an optic cover, which is pretty nice if you wanted to slide that on there and protect it while it's in the case or in a gun safe. This one also comes with an MOS adapter plate, which I thought was pretty slick. A lot of optics don't come with that. So if you grabbed a Glock MOS or something that accepts the MOS plate system, this will fit directly to an RMR cut, just like you see on this PSA dagger, or you can utilize that plate. And it also comes with a pick mount in the box, and this is probably one of the most useful optics in a micro dot form to put on a pick mount because of its large viewing window. So if you wanted to offset this on a 45-degree mount on top of a flat top AR or something like that, it would be a great option, or maybe on top of a Prism or an ACOG. This is a pretty slick mounting system, and it's also included in the box. Some other features that I really like, and honestly I'm not even looking at optics without these features now, is the fact that this has the motion awake technology. So when it senses motion, it automatically turns on, which again is just key for an optic that you're going to be using for personal defense or any type of true professional shooting. Something needs to automatically turn on when it senses motion for me to even consider it. This also helps save battery because it shuts off the optic after 4 minutes, or actually puts it into a sort of sleep mode, and then when it senses motion, it turns back on. The other cool thing about this optic, it does have a side battery compartment and uses the standard larger 2032 battery. Some of the microdots I've been reviewing are using the slightly smaller battery, so it's nice to see this one's using the beefier battery for longer run times, up to 50,000 hours. The other cool thing about that is you don't have to dismount the optic to replace the battery, and I'm really glad they decided to do that. It mounts up rock solid with the provided screws on this PSA dagger. One thing to note though, this is a slightly thicker base, still is usable with these iron sights just barely when you're getting one of the raised PSA daggers. Now, if you're interested in info on the daggers, definitely check out my channel and consider subscribing, and check out the campsite page in the description below for all the best deals on these. But you can really outfit a PSA dagger with an RMR cut for about $250. Then when you include one of these optics for sub $150, you've got a really nice optics ready setup at a fraction of the price of other ones on the market, so it's a good opportunity to snag that. The other cool thing about this red dot is it has a massive viewing window compared to other RMR cut red dots, and that's what really makes this one stand out over others, combined with a ton of the other features that we're going to be discussing, but this is key. Now, the reason why you want a large window is because it's a very forgiving sight picture. So if you've never shot a red dot before and you pull it up, if you're slightly off, you see the dot right there on the edge, you'll still hit your target. With a smaller window, that's going to disappear much quicker. So it's very forgiving, and it allows you to hit your targets on the move a lot easier in competitive shooting scenarios or defensive scenarios when you may be trapped inside your car or clearing corners. that a larger window is going to be nice right there. So it's a great touch to add on to an optic like this, and it just helps you out in almost every single scenario. I think the only downfall would be maybe some type of concealed carry, but it's not overly large where it's going to be kind of cumbersome or digging into your side if you did want to carry this on your waistband. So not a ton of disadvantages to go with an optic this size. The other cool thing about this is it gets incredibly bright down at the range. So on a bright sunny day, you can see how bright this is. It's not going to wash out. Also, this dot is incredibly crisp and clear. So that's another nice feature with that 3 MOA dot. This also includes 2 night vision settings, which is key because a lot of times when you're running things like PVS 14s or some types of the Psionic digital night visions, it's very convenient to run a red dot because you can really push out, pick up that red dot quickly with your night vision and gauge your target. A lot easier than a red dot on top of something like an AR platform. The other cool thing about this is instead of using those little tiny flathead screwdrivers to adjust windage and elevation, this one uses the same Allen key or star bit that you actually secure the optic with, so you only need one tool. The other cool thing is these actually have audible and tactile clicks, so you can dial it in, and it makes it feel a lot more secure down at the range. It held 100% with no issues whatsoever. The only thing I could say about this optic that I would like to change a little bit, but honestly it's not that big of a deal, is this one definitely has a bluish hue in the glass itself. You can definitely detect that. You can see the white and then the blue right there, but it's not that big of a deal, and that helps in the anti-reflective lens. It helps make the dot a little bit brighter, so I'd rather take a blue hue with a brighter dot than get no hue at all, take your dot to the range, and it gets washed out by the sun and it becomes unusable. So it's not that big of a deal, but I did want to mention it. Also, the optic is just a touch thick, but you're getting that because of the really nice professional quality adjustments, as well as that side battery compartment, so I can definitely live with that, and it's not that big of a deal. It held 100% down at the range. It didn't shift 0. The recoil of the gun didn't affect anything on this optic. Also, the shells coming out didn't run into the side of this optic or hit the optic. You can tell it's got a nice slant back. It also has a lip over the glass itself. Might be nice if the lip was just a touch more pronounced, but it definitely protects the edge of the glass. Also, if you're running this on to charge the optic or charge the weapon itself on some type of hard surface, it's got a shelf right here, so that's a nice touch. And then it also has kind of a nice protected hood over the top to keep the rain off of the lens itself. And the other cool thing about this is it's actually IPX7 waterproof rated, so you can get it wet and it's not going to damage the optic. So all of these features kind of add up together to make this one of the best high value and budget large window red dots that I've reviewed on the channel to date. It's worth hands down every penny of $150, and if you happen to get some of those discounts in the description below, it's just bonus bucks at that point, because this thing is a game changer in my opinion. If you were looking for a competitive style large window optic that seems to be the trend lately, but you don't want to spend 300 bucks, this is an absolutely great option. All of the info and linking will be in the description below, as well as the discount codes, and that is an Amazon affiliate link, so if you decide to click on that link and purchase this or anything else on Amazon, it helps out the channel at no extra cost to you, just brings you right to the deals. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.